So today, we are going to Halloweentown. Should be fun, should be interesting. It is set in St. Helens, Oregon, if anybody didn't know. And we'll hopefully be taking some footage and put it together. Town Square where Halloweentown is filmed. Obtained a map of Halloweentown, or the spirit of Halloweentown, I should say. And people are in line to get pictures with the pumpkin, the most famous of all of the shots in front of the city hall.
Here's that
So
map.
usually a lot of really cool stuff that happens here, like dances and music, performances. Lots of places to get selfies, like this chair here. Pretty cool stuff. At the Klondike, where it is supposedly haunted and has been on Ghost Hunters, and many other people have done videos on inside. We can't go in, mostly because it's, well, closed and for sale apparently. But we tried to see if there was any activity through the windows.
What? We saw a light.
Well, the lights were on. They could have just left that on.
Over there.
But yeah.
No, by that.
Oh, over here. It's the casket falling out.
Don't grab the wrong kid. Dad, look. Okay. Dad. Guys, go over there. Guys,
We're gonna enter this haunted mansion, or haunted house. It says haunted mansion below.
guys, look at. Is he talking? I think he's talking. But he's not moving his mouth. Watch out. Okay, go.
Go, Jack!
Jack, go. Where to God?
Dude, seriously? Okay, I got it. You guys, we got people behind us.
Let Dad go first. Let Dad go first.
Stop!
Stop. Let Dad go
Jesus
first.
Christmas.
Spider skills. Spitters. I thought people were gonna come. There's a baby doll.
What?
Make sure you keep hitting the screen. I felt something like blue. Okay, let's look for Jason's mess. Oh, found it.
That's the best.
He was here last year.
I know.
Dinner for two.
That's someone struggling. Oh my God! Staring at that. Oh my God! It's you.
That's what we have in our
Dude, no,
fridge.
for real. I think there's something wrong with you. Turn into zombie things. That's cute.
What?
Oh my God!
Babies. Whoa! I feel sick. Oh my God! I'm a big baby. I'm about to touch that thing.
Valentino, the OR, please. Dr. Valentino, the OR, please. Dr. Valentino, the OR, please. Dr. Valentino, the OR.
Is it me?
Stop. You're fine. Stop it.
I didn't want to knock her back 2 minutes. I just like the off. So then it turned back on the water was coming down. Oh, fuck!
Oh my god, I can't.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh, please, no.
Oh, Jack, you win. I didn't think they would. That doesn't work that joke. It doesn't work that way, Jack. I think there's a tarp, but yeah. This is an unexpected drop there.
Emma, don't do that.
Can't touch those. Oh my god!
Knock it.
Oh, stewards! Okay, your son gets to go in the front now. Be the front.
What?
I'm second! It's like the Matrix. My eyes are hurting. Stop it! You just hurt me now. Oh, Jesus, here.
I'm serious.
Okay, now stop. Oh, God. Which door?
Oh yeah.
Doors. What door? Oh, this is it. Can I get back up? Yeah, you gotta give him credit.
Oh, he's just waiting for it though.
You're not going over there. Michael Myers is over there, ready to kill. I want to see. Oh, he's not there. Why are you lying?
Oh, shit.
I don't think he liked what he seen. Someone was a shy guy. Gotta go wait in line. Instead, someone was
shy guy from Mario.
One of the things I forgot to mention is that while in Halloweentown, you saw the City Hall steps just now, we got to wait at the bottom of those steps to go up into the courtroom, which was Kalabar's office in Halloweentown. It was a very interesting, you could feel the history. It is very strange. But the tour guide, which you will see here in a minute, he'll explain some of the history that happened in that courthouse and some of Halloweentown as well.
Halloweentown. I'm assuming that's why most of you are here. You just didn't show up out of the blue today. Where's everybody from? Okay. Lots of people from Washington today. Anybody come further away than that? Chicago. Okay. Where else? Not very far? That's okay. Wherever you're from, welcome. So this is kind of a fun opportunity for us every year to get to meet people from all over and show off this cool building. So we have a little museum next door here that we operate during the week. We're a small volunteer organization, so this is a big fundraiser for us every year. So we appreciate you coming and checking it out. So despite what they tell you in Halloweentown, this is not actually City Hall. This is our courthouse. So this is the Columbia County Courthouse. City Hall is just across the street. Like I said, built 1906, 1907, so it's been here a long time. And this courtroom that we're sitting in is original to when the building was built, along with the benches that you're sitting in and a lot of the furniture and the fixtures that you see here. So it is still an active courtroom. They still use it on a weekly basis. They just had court in here yesterday. So I'm told it's one of 3 courtrooms like this in Oregon that's still in use. So kind of cool that after all these years, it's still in use. There were a number of years where it wasn't, where they built a new modern addition to the courthouse and they thought it was nicer, so they started to use this room for storage. And in the early 90s, they thought, you know, that's too nice of a room to just have boxes in. So they had inmates come in and do a lot of the woodwork restoration and painting things and got it ready to use again. And so, like I said, they still use it, which is pretty neat. As you can imagine, lots of interesting cases have taken place here over the years. Lots of people, some good, some not so good, have come through these doors. If these walls could talk, there would be lots of stories that could tell. So one of the most notorious trials that took place here was back in the spring of 1938. There was a woman named Agnes Ledford, and she had a murder trial here in this room. And the murder trial was big, still is big news today, I guess. But back then for this small town, it was a really big deal. And not just because it was a murder trial, but because it was a woman. It was a motherly figure that did the murdering. So she had 2 stepdaughters that ended up dying. Just all of a sudden, they were healthy, normal girls. And it was determined that she had poisoned her stepdaughters with arsenic so that she could obtain the insurance money. So during her trial, it was held here in this room. It was determined that she had been married previously, and her first husband also died under mysterious circumstances. And so they exhumed his body and tested it, and he also tested positive for arsenic. And so apparently, her time here in St. Helens wasn't the first time that she had employed that tactic. So like I said, small town, a pretty big deal back in 1938. So lots of interesting stories in this room. The witness chair that you see up there in the window, there's actually 2 people that have died while sitting in that spot. Both of them were giving their testimony in a trial and had a heart attack. So one was in the 40s and one was in the 60s. Very same spot. So if you're ever called to be a witness, ask for a different chair because that one doesn't have the best reputation. Another kind of interesting story is the court bailiff would always be up in this area of the courtroom, and it was his job to maintain order and make sure things didn't get too crazy in here during a trial. And so one particular guy, his way of doing that is he would store a sawed-off shotgun in this secret compartment here. Don't know that he ever had to use it, but it was here just in case. You never know what's going to happen. So, like I said, kind of a cool room. You can see why Disney chose to use it when they came into town in July of '98. They were here for about 2 weeks filming. They shut down this downtown area. The streets were closed so that they could do their filming and get out. And then the movie was released on the Disney Channel in October of that year. So July to October, they didn't have a lot of time to get the movie put together, but as you know, they did, and it turned out okay. It was just the first Halloweentown movie that was filmed here. And then a few years later, they filmed the first Twilight movie here. So Maybe they didn't like us because they didn't come back for any of the rest of them. I'm not sure why, but kind of fun though that Halloween and Twilight were filmed here in St. Helens. So, like I said, it was filmed in July. If you watch the movie, you know that it takes place in October. So there's some problems associated with filming a fall movie in the summer. So one of those was, you look out the window here, you see all these pretty fall colors. We didn't have those in July. And so all of the trees that show up in the movie down around the pumpkin, they all had to be spray painted. So they painted it orange and yellow to make it look like fall. You'll notice there's lots of straw on the ground to cover all of the green grass that was growing that summer. So another big issue is that July of '98 was abnormally hot. And so you've got all these creatures walking around with these heavy costumes and these big masks. And a lot of the extras said we were almost to the point of passing out because it was so hot and we couldn't breathe. And so in a lot of these postcards from filming that we got, you can see people lying around in the grass and the shade trying to stay cool. That was a really big problem for the Abominable Snowman actor. And so he shows up just briefly in the film. He has an ice cream shop with this big hairy costume. He had a really hard time. And so they would run an air hose up along his leg to give him some fresh air in that costume so that he could breathe. So definitely some issues associated with filming a fall movie in the summer, but like I said, it worked out, and lots of people come every year and show up, and it's a lot of fun for us. And fun that it's not just little kids that love this, but it's big kids like me that grew up with this movie. So it's a lot of fun. You can see though, just looking at this room, why Mayor Kalabar would choose this as his office. So really cool space. I'm sure lots of devious things went on here that he didn't tell anybody. Maybe his pincushion secretary knew about it, maybe she didn't. We'll have to ask her. She was here last week, we should have asked her. And Mayor Kalabar was actually here last year. So that's a replica costume. There's actually not a lot of original props that are still around from filming. When Disney left, they took most of the stuff with them, including the big pumpkin. So the one that you see down there today was actually made by a local guy. It's a replica. The original was actually a lot bigger. And so whether it still exists or not, I'm not sure. But they took a lot with them.
Overall, I thought Halloweentown was a pretty cool trip. We do it every year. We've done it for 3 years now, I think it is. Sorry I didn't get too much shots of the courtyard, but technically that's all they shot at that place. I think one other spot, which is Marnie's grandma's house, but never went there. Lots of things to do. You might start your day later in the day when you do it. If you go, you can run through the things pretty fast. Haunted house, like I showed you. Some restaurants, some really good restaurants are there. Dockside, that's a really good place to go. Apparently there's another restaurant called The Roof. Right by The Roof, don't forget to check out the Klondike, which is a big yellow building. You can't miss it. Yeah, overall, it's a pretty good experience. A lot of entertainment, lots of things to get. Spendy, you know, as most places like these are. You're bringing commerce to the town. So, yeah, pretty cool experience.